That's the Super League standings as of right now. Ireland in 8th place, but 13 played is the problem. Zimbabwe right down at the bottom, number 13. They've only played 7 though. Got their second win in match 1 of this series, the Japanese ODI series between Ireland and Zimbabwe. We've had 5 overs so far. 17 without loss, but it's been tough work for William Porterfield and Paul Sterling. They look like they're enjoying the battle, Neil.
Yeah, they do. They've pumped up. They've changed gloves already. There's a lot of sweat going on out there. Porterfield's worn one in the elbow. He's got another one into his chest. Sterling's swayed out of the way of a number of balls. The keeper's waited outside off stump. Balls gone, seemed miles down leg for 5 wides. It has really been tough, but they've ticked it along nicely and they haven't lost any wickets. 5 overs gone, so they're doing a great job so far.
Yeah, Pence on anything a little bit too full. Hasn't been much, but they've scored a couple of boundaries. Zimbabwe just have to keep on plugging away at that good length. Try not to get greedy, try not to search for the wicket. Anything full, these two are backing themselves. They've hit it through and over at the infield. It's only been a couple of times, but they're waiting for any opportunity.
That's right, since when would you ever think Paul Sterling would have 4 off 11 balls? And it's only had 1 scoring shot, and that was a width that he got away for 4. So it really is tough out there. But it'll get easier. The longer you're at the crease, the easier it gets. We always say that, but it really is. You start getting used to the bounce better or more, and it just you're building a bit of confidence. That's his boundary. He got a bit of width, and he threw his hands at it. Width, Porterfield picks up a boundary as well. So that's all it has been so far. Other than that, it's been back of a length and really tough.
Almost a half chance, but beautifully played by Porterfield down the ground. Just leant on it. Classical cricket from William Porterfield, and he scores his second boundary of the day.
Porterfield's held his shape here beautifully. He's waited, great bat, and he just leant into it. What a great shot. It was at catching height, and he probably feels he might have been out of a chance, but beautifully played by Porterfield.
I don't know if we can call that catching height for Garava. So tall, does have longer arms, but he's so far off the ground. Didn't quite reach it. Made a really good effort, the tall fast bowler. That's the first time he's strayed. How often do you see it? Boundary off not a bad ball and try too hard and just stray in your line.
I just feel something here. Porterfield and Sterling are putting these bowlers under pressure. I know they're not racing through it. They've played and missed a lot, but they've picked up a couple of boundaries. Well, it's 3 boundaries now. Porterfield, beautiful straight punching drive. And these Zimbabwe boys feel they should have had a wicket already, and they don't have, so maybe they're just going to stretch a bit too much for it, looking too much.
You've pointed out on a number of occasions, Neil, that when you win the toss and bowl first, you really have to get wickets. So perhaps the opening bowlers for Zimbabwe here are feeling that pressure. We saw them be really disciplined in game 1. They knew that they had a really competitive total on the board, 266 to defend, and if they just bowled good areas, then Ireland will have to bat out their skins to win the game. It's a different prospect today.
Totally different. They haven't got their wicket in their first 6 overs now. Oh, magnificent. Magnificent. He's waited for that beautifully. Porterfield showing his experience here. Waiting around for the bad one. Beautiful 2 shots this over. 2 boundaries. It's 26 without loss after 6.
So 2 opening bowlers for Zimbabwe, Muzrabani and Garaba, unsuccessful so far in the wickets column. Started off well, but Ireland have fought, they've battled. Muzrabani bowling his 4th over from the Dafa News end. Here was that last shot of the last over from William Porterfield. Classical back foot drive through the offside. Didn't try to overhit it. Great head position. That's how you play it.
That over, he played 2 beautiful shots. One off the front foot, one off the back foot. He just showed his class there. That was tremendous cricket. 1 to 15. Even though it's so tough, they're hanging in here really well.
Really good leave. Paul Stirling just left that one on length. It's funny, when you spoke about Paul Stirling, he's on 4 from 13, and how often do you see it? But he's out and out ODI batsman. He's highest number of ODI centuries for Ireland. I think the difference is he either plays a shot and it goes, or he leaves. So you don't, there's no shots being played to fielders or any of that, and that's why sometimes he could be on the same kind of score, but it seems like he gets there quicker. Pretty well played around the corner, just got offside of that ball and played it off the hip.
Was it? You're speaking about him, and that's a classy shot for an opening batsman in tough conditions. He knows that they're going there, back of the length, just outside off. He walks across, tucks it round leg, and does a little trot down the other side, gets himself off strike, but really good.
It's difficult going from T20 into ODIs, a different style of batting. It looks like Ireland are in the mood today. They have been good in the field so far, though, Zimbabwe. They haven't had a huge amount of diving around to do, but Ireland unable to really get it in the gaps very much. They're reading it really well off the bat.
The Irish boys have been able to leave a lot of the deliveries, but once they have pushed it in there, the boys in the circle are flying in, so not letting them just rotate the strike. It's tough. It really is tough, and you said the Irish guys are up for this now. They certainly, I think they've been made to be up for it because it's been so difficult. Stirling got some snorters up front, and he's hanging in there as well. Porterfield, he's taken a blow, but he's also played some beautiful shots.
Flicked down towards fine leg. That's Milton Shumba tidying up there. He's the man who's come in today. He replaces Dion Myers. Just want to ask you, Neil, the 2 bowling attacks for the 2 teams. Zimbabwe have a really good mix of different types of bowlers. Do you think that was the difference maybe the other day? Ireland had a few samey bowlers.
I think the big difference was that Zimbabwe had more than 2 spinners. Ireland used their 2 spinners, and they were excellent, and there was no one else who really backed them up. The Zimbabweans just kept on bowling another spinner, and it was really tough facing spin on that pitch the other day.
Another flourishing leave from Paul Stirling. Finishes out the 7th. Ireland 28 without loss. Those are the 2 up the top for Ireland. Porterfield and Stirling still in. Porterfield starting to look in good nick. Paul Stirling is looking in the mood, flourishing leaves. A couple of good shots for him, and then it's Andy Balbirnie, the skipper. Richard Grava He's gone for 14 so far. Just started to look a little bit frustrated in this third over, just erring in his length a little bit.
Yeah, he did. It's an interesting one. And the first ball there, he's bowled a beauty that's gone through. And he's only got the one slip yet. Irvin had taken himself out and put himself on the drive on the offside. But straight away, he's called, no, I need a second slip. It was ridiculous not having two slips. This ball's doing all sorts. You can view it in the good area. That's not the good area.
Yeah, good confidence from the bowler. His captain moved himself from second slip into catching extra cover, but Richard Ngarava pushed him back. Here are the Zimbabwe seamers' length so far.
Bit of spray paint all over the place, but really they've got to get that length a little bit further up there towards the 6 metre mark one feels. It's doing enough for them, and they probably would find the outside edge, try and get the batsman forward. Oh, it's a good shot as well, isn't it? Sterling throws his hands at it. But maybe that's an indication that the pitch is quite good. When you see off the nearish ball, then you can play your shots. But yeah, the lengths are very important, and to work it out quickly is so important as a bowler.
Yeah, that's the job of the opening bowlers, really, isn't it? Pass on to the guys coming in behind what the wicket's doing. That shot from Paul Sterling is classic him. No foot movement, just throws the hands at it, but it's his strength. Just takes the inside edge of the bat and gets fine enough for a boundary. A cry smirk from Richard Ngarava. Just decided to bowl a little bit straighter this over, and it hasn't worked out so far.
A little bit straighter, 140 kilometres now, so it is quick, but it's just got it wrong. Pitch there, you can just look down it, and there are a few cracks, and there is a green tinge. So it has been quite tough when the ball's been hit in the right area, but as we saw the other day, the pitch held up with a spin, but you were able to play some shots once you saw the new ball off. So maybe we're going to see this. That's why Ireland are doing such a great job at the moment.
Excellent comeback. Good sit. He was happy with that one. Turned around, straight back to the mark.
That's 2 deliveries in the over so far out of 5 that he's hit good areas. This is really good bowling. If you keep staying there, it's unbelievable. Not going to score many runs, but he just hasn't been consistent enough. And that's why Ireland have got themselves to 34 without losing a wicket.
In the air, but safe. Beautifully played by William Porterfield. He's picking up where he left off in game 1. 2 bounces over the rope, and that's the end of the 8th. Ireland 38 without loss. Zimbabwe won the first ODI. Really importantly, it's 10 points in the World Cup Super League for India in 2023. These matches have a huge meaning. Both teams down in the bottom half of that table. Every point matters hugely. So it's really every game like a cup final. Solid from Paul Sterling. We were just talking about spin, Neil, and you were saying Zimbabwe just have more of them than Ireland do. Ireland have a left-arm spinner in the squad. Do you think they should have brought him in today?
Well, if the pitch behaves similarly, which it looks like it is, to last game, then I think he's an important bowler. The Zimbabwean boys, the left-arm spinners did very well. And they had a couple of off-spinners as well. So the spin played a huge role in slowing the game down through the middle for Ireland. But they only used really the 2. So a third spinner or a fourth spinner would have been very good, and we see how spin plays such a huge role in one-day white ball cricket.
Well, George Dockrell, of course, for Ireland does bowl left-arm spin, but he did take a wicket, but went for 23 in 3 overs. Too expensive, really. That last delivery just missed out, and Paul Stirling threw the shot too early. I think he saw the boundary before he'd hit it.
That also is a bit of an indication that the pitch is a bit too paced, exactly like it was the other day. Slightly too paced, doesn't get his timing. He saw him coming, dropped it short. Sterling played it well. Sterling won't worry. He knows the longer he hangs in here, the better he's going to be. Porterfield down the other end, going beautifully, 25 off 32. Took 10 runs off last over. Sterling thinks it's been for me now. And he comes down, that's beautiful.
Yeah, did well to drop his hands. Get the gloves and bat out of the way, but really good fast bowling from Blessing Muzarabani.
Now what's Sterling thinking? Is he going to go right back into his crease, hoping he gets another short one, or is he going to go at him again?
Takes the edge, but gets in the gap. There's a slip and gully in place.
He'd just taken that second slip out and pushed him into the gully for Sterling. But it was never going second slip, it was quite a bit wide. But Sterling went at him. He's trying to get himself going as well. Trying to make himself move his feet. But he's doing well. 7 off 20. I know it doesn't look good, but it's a really good start for Ireland.
Well, the power score here is often around 230, so not quite like the high totals of 350 we might see in other parts of the world, but it is September in Ireland. That's Muzarabani this series. Really well played.
It has raced through, really. It has both boys walking down, having a look, looking at those cracks. Goodness me, this has gone through. It is a tremendous delivery. Tall guy, Muzarabani, and he's just, it seemed as well. Not easy.
Oh, when you look at deliveries like that, 39 without loss isn't looking too bad for Ireland. I think the guys on the sideline will be saying, stay out there a bit longer. Excellent over from Blessing Muzarabani, 1 from it, 9 gone. Ireland 39 without loss. So we're going to see our first change of bowling. It's Luke Jongwei bowling from the Daffodils end. When Zimbabwe need a wicket, it seems this is the man they turn to. That's Ireland so far, 40 dots. No surprise in conditions like that to see those kinds of numbers.
Oh, that's right. It's been tough. It really has, but they've picked runs up. But Jongwei's in. And he does a very good job. Average of 29. Best of 5 for 6. Incredible. Right arm, fast, medium. And he hits good areas generally bringing the ball back into the right-hander. But he has got something about him.
Yeah, has good change-ups, but I think he rushes batsmen. I think it's a little bit slower than it is. Saw him take the wicket of Porterfield in that first match. He's going to bowl to Sterling first up. Short and wide to start off his over. Much too short and wide for Paul Stirling. That's 4 more.
That's exactly what Sterling wanted. Width, short, wide. Goodness me, and he's jumped on that quickly. Such a simple shot. Poor bowling. It's not how you want to start your spell.
A real loosener. It's just stuck in the hand a little bit.
A real
He's just blaming
That's what I was just about to say. Izzy, do you see him? He's blaming where he landed. He's giving a good old scratch, saying, no, it's my footmark, it's my footmark. Just slip slightly, really.
Milton Shumba in there, just making sure that John Way doesn't slip again. Really disappointing for John Way. He's been really good on his lines and lengths throughout the T20 series and in game 1. Much better, much more like what we're used to seeing from him.
And that's his job. His job is to run in back of a length, angle the ball in, change up a few paces, but if he can go over the top, hit a good area, he'll cause problems on the pitch. I think any bowler really on this pitch will cause problems if you keep on hitting good areas.
Well, we might just see smaller variation from him. It's really been too much movement from the opening bowlers. This is the kind of pace Paul Stirling doesn't really like. He prefers either spin or proper pace. This kind of medium fast doesn't really suit him, especially on a sticky pitch.
Now Sterling's thinking, I'm going to walk down to this guy and hit him back over his head. Those next 2 balls after the long hop were nice and full for Sterling. Oh, it's beauty. He's found his area now. John Way's settled in. He's had the sawdust put on the pitch and he's, look at him, still scratching it away. It's a beauty. Angled in, straighten up.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. If you can get that a tiny bit straighter, he'll be on the money. We saw Paul Stirling struggle against Petluqueo in the South Africa series. Just that kind of pace doesn't suit him. So he might not come running at him, which is what he did against Petluqueo. That might be playing in his mind. Yeah, just opts to run it down to third man. Had put William Porterfield caught on the boundary in match 1. Went to try and play it in front of square, but it was a little bit quicker than he expected, so it went straight down the throat of Dion Myers in square leg, who almost dropped it but just about held on. That was when he was attacking, though, later on in the innings. A much different prospect now, still inside the first 10 overs. In the air and dropped. Head in the hands, time for the fielder at point. That was a massive chance. The first one really for Zimbabwe. It's Wesley Madavera. He's put that one down.
Oh, he should have taken it. It would have been a nice catch, but he should take this. Top right. 2 hands on it. Just take the catch. Wow. Big drop.
So Porterfield survives, 10 overs gone, Ireland are 44 without loss, and I'm going to hand over to Alan Lewis and Owain Shah.
Thank you, Isabel. Good morning, Alan. Morning, everybody. Well, it's been an interesting contest this morning, Alan. It's been Zimbabwe have been all over Ireland with the ball. However, some absolute beauties bowled, and they've managed to survive.
Well, then they punished anything with width, and Porterfield again here, fantastic shot, and this a beautiful shot down the ground again from William Porterfield, possible cotton ball, and this the shot of the morning for me from William Porterfield, beautifully executed off the back foot and flicked off the wrist for 4 from William Porterfield. So it's been a great fight so far in very trying and difficult conditions. Musa Rabbani early on was virtually unplayable, Oasis.
Yeah, certainly that, exactly that word, fight. The ball has done a little bit. The Irish batsmen still have managed to go at just under 4.5 runs and over. That is a very good effort on a pitch, offering plenty of assistance to the Zimbabwe bowlers.
Well, the interesting thing is, for me, us at 44 counts. Not too fussed about run rate at the moment. It's very adequate at this stage in very difficult conditions. Sterling and Porterfield with their vast experience. Sterling with his 86th consecutive ODI. Extraordinary stat that.
I've actually been very, very impressed with Paul Sterling. I knew Paul Sterling at Middlesex. I've followed his career over the years, playing 2020 cricket, various leagues all over the world. But the application he's shown today just shows that he's prepared to change, prepared to improve, and take on a bit more responsibility.
Well, he deeply cares about his international cricket awais. And again, in the context, obviously, of where you played, and he has played, it was a major decision for him. Obviously, facilities in the UK, the regular amount of county cricket, which he's largely been starved of, a little bit over here due to various interprovincial series and whatnot, but again he played an innings similar to this in the Dutch series on a very difficult wicket in Utrecht, and you're right, it's his application that's been so good here so far.
Yeah, both the batsmen actually have picked up anything on offer. As soon as they've been offered any width from the Zimbabwean bowlers, they've thrown their bat at it, and like I mentioned, they've still gone at around 4 and over on a wicket, which is doing plenty. I love the way they've got behind the ball. I love the way they've picked up anything, any edges. They're just prepared to pick up and just bat ugly, as we call it in the cricketing terms.
And again, away sometimes that's required. Everyone knows that. And that's going to be 4, I would imagine. Indeed it is. Lovely leg glance from Porterfield, and he's just grown in confidence. He batted ever so well in the first match away. So I think batting, and when we talk about it, I talk about it as a constant. There's a flow to your batting, and he showed that in the first game. Obviously disappointed to get out, but again he's showing that here, and he's showing all his experience, which is a vital requirement in this most vital of remaining 2 matches from an Irish context in this World Series.
Yes, very much so. And if you look at the batting order of the Irish, there isn't that much experience in the middle order. There's plenty of experience at the top. Sterling, Porterfield, they both have played plenty of cricket for Ireland. Middle order does lack a little bit of experience. Early shout of 2 there for Paul Sterling. And a slight fumble means that they can easily get back for 2.
And that's 50 up for Ireland. 11th over, and it's the end of the 11th. 51 without loss.
So, story so far. This was the last ball of the 11th over.
Well, what I loved about this Oasis was the urgency of William Porterfield. These are just the little things that were sadly lacking in the first game. It's a bit of an apathetic display, but there's a new urgency about it, and that's the sort of thing. These are just little moments that are so important in establishing your position psychologically on your opposition. It created the misfield, and he was back for 2.
Yes, he certainly did, and you could hear him do an early shout of 2 to Paul Sterling, because he knew Porterfield, as soon as he touched down that first run, he knew he was going to be running to the danger end. He had a quick look over his shoulder. That misfield definitely allowed him to get back for 2. Meanwhile, Jongwei opens up the 12th over now. Nick down to 3rd man. both have really played nicely. Like I mentioned earlier, Sterling, very unlikely. Someone like Paul Sterling facing 30 balls for only 14 runs, that's very unlikely, but I really, really admire that, Alan. I think that's the kind of application is required by Paul Sterling, because he has the ability to catch up later. He doesn't need to worry about his strike rate, because he has the ability to hit sixes, hit fours, and really take the attack to the Zimbabwean spin especially.
Watched Ireland for many years, normally the statistic is the other way round. William Porterfield being the more circumspect, but he's 31 from 38 and he's carried on from the first game, and you can clearly see again that communication between Sterling and Porterfield. There's a deep determination this morning. You can clearly see that body language looks so much better, and there's a fight.
That one go through Porterfield, and that's another thing for Paul Sterling that I really admire. I know I'm talking about Paul a fair bit here, but I like the fact that he's recognised that it's Porterfield's day at the moment. He's the one hitting the ball well, so let me just play second fiddle for a change. And again, he's growing more, and he's reading the game better, which is really good for Irish cricket. Oh, he throws everything at that. Good offside sweeper there. They keep him down for a single.
Of course, just out of the power play. Mazakadze sweeping out there on the offside. And again, the other side of things here away is we're seeing the value of a left-right hand combination. And that altering of line, because as you say, latched onto anything with width or anything straying onto leg stump, which you would expect of players at this level.
Yeah, both have really capitalised on any width on offer. Musravani bowled a pretty good spell yet again. However, every time he did give him any width, they did throw the bat at it. And have managed to get the team to 53 in this 12th over. Here comes the last ball. 12th over. Neatly turned away. That will conclude the 12th over. Ireland 54 for now.
यार एक कागज में साइन करके दे दे अपलोड करना है तो साइन अपलोड होने दे ये कर दे फोटो तो रानी भाई फोटो तो पहले
There's the story of the morning. Porterfield 32 for 40. Sterling, as always mentioned earlier, much more circumspect, but playing that second fiddle this morning. 15 from 32. Partnership 54, and the most valuable 54, because that no wickets down is the key here. As we've got a change of bowling. Mazakadze from the Devanew's end.
A little bit more spin, take the pace off. These captain